There's some movies out there that should never see the light of day. And unfortunately today the sun was shining real bright on my stupid ass because I decided to watch a movie that was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, but it's gonna make for good content for y'all. So ultimately, it's a worthy sacrifice. It has to be done. And today I'm gonna be talking about the modern kids horror movie attached to R.L. Stine's name, unfortunately, which is called Zombie Town 2023. First of all, my name is the Horrorlander. You can call me Shiv, you can call me BD, whatever you want. But that's not really that important because I am just a messenger. I am a messenger to talk about this doo-doo garbaggio that's gonna pop up today. This movie was an adaptation of one of R.L. Stine's individual kids' horror novellas, which are basically thought of by the community to be like unofficial Goosebumps books. There are 6 novels, which will pop up on the screen right now. They basically include The Creatures from Beyond Beyond, The 13th Warning, My Alien Parents, The Adventures of Shrink Man, The 3 Faces of Me, and the movie in question which got adapted for this film, which is Zombie Town. Now, really, this makes sense because that book, from what I've read, I've not actually read the book, but I read the synopsis and heard some thoughts about it in terms of reviews. People have said that that book obviously deals with horror movies. It deals with zombie movies. So it pretty much makes sense to make a film adaptation for it. That is if they didn't completely fuck it up, which, considering what I said in the beginning of this video, happens to be the case. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this movie review. I'm just going to quickly cover the plot and then get into my thoughts, kind of talking about the negatives, the few things that I found positive, and whether or not you should see this movie. I don't think it takes a fortune teller to see where this is going. But without further ado, let's hit the intro.
Put your hands together, cover your eyes. Getting ready for a big surprise. Spirits in a bottle, ghosts in the machine. Walking on water, floating on a dream.
So Zombie Town basically opens up with this very sort of old school zombie horror movie that's playing on the screen with a grainy filter, and you find out that this is apparently a very infamous, well-regarded horror movie from the creator of it, named Carver, this well-renowned horror director in this universe. And the movie's called The Night of the Mausoleum. Basically opens up with 2 girls running through a cemetery. They get to this Egyptian tomb, which apparently has to do with this horde of zombies that's chasing them. And one of the girls ends up getting captured by the zombies, confronted by them. And you would expect that she ends up getting attacked, maybe eaten, maybe bitten. Something graphic happens because it is PG-13. Or maybe you even get implied some gore, seeing what might happen to her and how she turned into a zombie. But no. Instead, the zombie has a fucking staring contest with her. She gets flashbanged by the Men in Black lights that make you forget shit. And next thing you know, she ends up becoming, well, let me just show you. Yeah, it's a pretty rough start to the horror of this film. So yeah, this movie is off to a pretty rough start with that, but that basically opens up the idea of this well-renowned director named Len Carver, who's played by Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd obviously is the very famous, iconic actor that played in Ghostbusters, also known for Crystal Skull Vodka, which a very funny JonTron video came from, so shout out to him for that. No Crystal Skull promotions here, and probably because nobody really would have fucking seen this piece of shit. So Len Carver has basically influenced this entire suburb town. Everybody there are a bunch of horror fanatics. They love his movies. They're in love with his zombie films. But he's kind of a recluse. He wants to step away from the spotlight, stop making movies, kind of step away from his whole legacy and career. And it's not really hard to understand why. People are really like a cult involving this guy, especially this bootleg group of Ed, and Eddie, aka Dumb, Dumb, and Dumber, who worship this guy almost religiously. And I'm not exaggerating.
The greatest period, dude! What is wrong with you?
Don't disrespect the master like that! Collectively, we are the Carved, the most dedicated, hardcore Len Carver fans on the planet, and we are here to see Zombie Town and pay respect to our eternal master of the Walking Dead. Amen. Oh my God.
We are so fucking cooked. Holy shit, dude. Not gonna lie to you, if that was Tim Curran, I'd probably fanboy the exact same way. Hey man, you can't blame me. You also find out about the main character, who's basically this kid who hates horror movies. He absolutely despises anything scary, and therefore he's resentful towards the town. He's kind of a shy, more nerdy kid who's got this girl that he simps for, and straight up simps for. You'll see how bad he gets towards later in this movie. But essentially, Halloween is coming up. There's going to be parties going around. Some of his bullies, who also call him a simp, these guys are also basically throwing out a party and getting ready for this giant Len Carver debut of his most latest film before he retires. And it's a big event. And this kid, who's the protagonist, happens to work in a movie theater who's going to be premiering the film. So unfortunately, the main character is getting into a circumstance that he does not want to be in to begin with. And as the film goes on, people are getting crazy, getting ready for this movie. But then Len Carver himself ends up showing up to the movie theater, meeting up with the movie theater owner, who he apparently has some history with, and he warns them not to play this movie. And they obviously get weirded out by this. The main character and the owner are kind of looking like, this is a big event, everybody wants to see it, why would you say that? And you basically find out why that's the case, because when Len Carver gets knocked out and thrown unconscious by the most lightweight hit I've ever seen in any piece of media. I mean, look at this shit. I'm just gonna say, I'm not a doctor, but I think bro could have easily gotten up from that. Essentially, now the main character is left to invite over the girl that he has interest in to come over to the movie theater and get an early screening of this latest Len Carver movie that's come in, a zombie film. And when they start playing it, all of a sudden, what do you know? The projector starts going crazy and it starts pumping out enchanted pixie stick dust. Yeah, not so fun dip starts flying all over the place. Matter of fact, starts flying all over the suburbs. And people start getting turned into zombies. I'm gonna use that word loosely because these motherfuckers look like fentanyl victims. I mean, I've seen fent victims, and these are fent victims if I ever seen them. I mean, you could have just put on eyeshadow and baby powder all over your face, and you could have auditioned to be in this movie. These things look PG as hell. This looks like some bad Disney Channel original movie shit. This looks like something straight out of a PBS Kids show. I mean, if you went to Sesame Street, I'm pretty sure Oscar the Grouch rolls with these dudes, all right? He's a homeless crackhead, and these motherfuckers look like homeless crackheads. So the makeup effects are not good. And yeah, something about these fucking zombies, they don't attack you, right? They don't bite you, they don't eat you. It's not even like Venom where, you know, it's PG-13, so maybe you can't show too much gore, but you could at least imply gore. You could imply attacking, maybe cut away the last moment. No, it's not like that. These things basically flashbang you in the face and then turn on the Dyson vacuum cleaner and start sucking up all the fent, all the not so fun dip, all the enchanted pixie stick dust from you. And that's supposed to be your soul, by the way, getting sucked. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought the same thing. That's how you turn into a zombie. That is the most kitty glove ass shit I've ever seen. And apparently the book is supposed to be a lot more gory, a lot more disturbing and dark. So they really toned it back, and it's a PG-13 movie. So it's not like a PG movie where this is sort of expected. No, the other PG-13 movies in the world, you know, include Krampus 2015. You know Krampus 2015. That's a good ass movie. It's got some implied violence in there. It can get quite intense. You have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is one of the darkest, most disturbing kids horror movies ever, that came out in 2019, a few years before this thing came out. And that one is amazing. It's very well done, very disturbing, very dark, you know, and it's got some on-screen violence. So why could they not show it? Why did they have to relegate it to some Disney Channel original movie, heavily censored ass shit? I don't know why. You know, even other kids horror movies out there like Goosebumps 2015 and Goosebumps Haunted Halloween got more action in it than what you're going to see in this movie. And another R.L. Stine film called Don't Think About It from Haunting Hour, that movie has straight up nightmare fuel in it because the villain from there looks like something straight out of a Tim Curran novel or a piece of adult horror media. So yeah, this movie had a lot of examples to take from, and instead they went with this shit. Don't ask me why. Can't even think about why. But holy shit, it is bad. And you can kind of understand where the rest of the plot is going. Next thing you know, the main character and the girl he likes has to team up, figure out what's going on with Len Carver and his movies, and find a way to basically save the day. There's a lot of negatives with the movie. As I brought up, the zombies look awful. First of all, you get introduced to the first zombie, which is supposed to be a strange librarian from the school who has a strange cringy scene with the main character when you get introduced to her.
Oh, you just couldn't help yourself with making like a little joke, could you, Michael? Okay, fine. 1 month detention.
Whoa, Mrs. Bonner.
Excuse me. Have to tell the principal about this little exchange.
Yeah, this guy got month-long detention just for some overdue books. I'm not gonna lie to you, that time when I ripped off the cover from Goosebumps You Can't Scare Me, the copy I got from my elementary school, that would have got me life in prison according to this lady. And when she pops up, again, she looks like a fent victim. She looks like she's about to go to a rave. She does not look like a gruesome, disturbing zombie, which is more akin to what the book was from what I've heard. So yeah, very disappointing. The zombies don't do anything. They just like march around and stare at you. And again, their eyes glow real bright and it looks very corny and very hokey. There's even a scene later where one of the characters is trying to disguise themselves amongst these zombies and they don't do anything. All they do is literally don't even put on any makeup, don't even really change themselves. They just walk into somewhere and throw their hands up like this and start going blue. And that's enough to fool the zombies. Holy shit, man. On top of that, the main characters have so many cringy lines. I'll just play some of the dialogue that these guys have, and it is abysmal.
Real zombies.
No. Impossible. That's totally impossible.
Maybe the whole town's infected.
Damn it. Still no reception.
If I took a shot for all the cringy scenes that are in this movie, I'm going to send Jack Sparrow to some AA meetings, all right? I'm going to put that guy to shame. This is very painful to get through. And even some of the character decisions in this movie make no sense, such as the main character, when put in the scenario that he kind of has to save the day and kind of do something to save the town, he has a grudge against the town held. He keeps talking about how he hates the town and he refuses to help the town with this zombie pandemic because a couple of kids bullied him in a bathroom and everybody loves horror movies and he hates them. That's like if I went to a football game, right? This giant football stadium, and there was aliens coming down and abducting people, potentially killing them with their laser beams. And I have a device that could help me defeat the aliens or save the people. And I go, nah, you know what? Few people shoved me in a locker when I was like in middle school, you know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of sports. A lot of people in this town love football. I don't like football. I don't like sports. So I'm going to just let, hundreds to thousands of people just die and get abducted. That is one of the worst character moments I have ever heard in kids' horror media. It is so stupid. It is so dumb. And the way it resolves is some Mickey Mouse Catool ass shit. And it involves his mom. And his mom has equally cringy scenes such as this.
Dirty laundry.
On top of that, this whole haunted movie reel thing, yeah, apparently there's a side plot point which they try to throw at you in the movie. And when I heard it, I nearly literally launched my laptop at the mirror. I was so fucking baffled. I was so fucking googly mooglied at hearing this plot point. They tell you that this haunted movie reel, which is tied to Egyptian artifacts as well, some fake ass mummy shit. There's barely even some mummy shit, but they throw in some Egyptian tombs and haunted artifacts. Ooh, the amulet of Anubis Boobis, whatever. They say that this haunted reel was made by fucking Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, like the fucking Thomas Edison, like the fucking light bulb Thomas Edison. Can you fucking believe that? Thomas Edison. I mean, that's fucking genius. That's fucking so smart. I fucking sat there and I was like, holy shit, this is peak. That is awful, dude. That is going in the Hall of Fame doo-doo garbaggio writing, bro. I mean, that writing was written in cow dung. Okay, that was horrendous. That is a blown up porta potty from that Fast and Furious 5 movie scene. And they expect you to sit there and really buy that, all right? They expect you to believe that Thomas Edison was out here making haunted movie reels. Bro was apparently busy trying to innovate the future and he had time to do this shit. Holy cow, man. I don't know what's worse between that and Moses in the Beyblade show parting the seas with the fucking Beyblade. I can't even tell you. So yeah, basically this movie is super PG, super kitty gloves. It's got main characters with a bunch of cringy lines. It's got horror that's not horror. It's really just mediocre. It'll make you sit there and just think to yourself like, dude, am I supposed to be scared of this? Like, literally, am I supposed to be scared of this thing? No, you're not. It looks like something you would see out of a bad Disney Channel original movie, something out of a sitcom, something out of a PBS Kids skit or show, but you're watching a kids horror movie that's PG-13. And as I've said, there's been PG-13 horror movies made that are a lot more dark, a lot more intense, a lot more scary, a lot more gruesome. There is old kids horror media shows out there, aka Goosebumps, Haunting Hour, Are You Afraid of the Dark, all attached to R.L. Stine's name, which has more stakes, better moments, better scares, and this is a modern movie made. So you have a ton of inspiration and material you could have taken from, not to mention the book literally exists, and it is bloodier and scarier and more gruesome than this one. So they absolutely fumbled the bag. And the matter of fact that they got Dan Aykroyd in this movie is like, bro, he doesn't even enhance the movie. He's barely got lines in the movie. He just plays the same monotone, reluctant dialogue. So even though you get the star power, it's not used properly. And the main characters can't act. The people playing the zombies don't have to bother acting because it's meant to be very fucking bad. And people who say, oh, this movie is, made for kids, it's not supposed to be dark or disturbing. Again, that's wrong, because Goosebumps, the TV show, had more stakes. Are You Afraid of the Dark had plenty of scary episodes. The Haunting Hour is infamous for plenty of scary episodes. That is kids horror TV, which has less of a budget, and they had to fight for cable time. There are hundreds of channels on your TV that you could switch to at any point in time. So you have to fight for screen time when it comes to these type of shows. With movies, there's really only 10 movies playing in a movie theater, if not a little bit more than that. So you basically are taking the show when you release something, you got your own theaters dedicated to you, your own screen time dedicated to you for people to go and watch. So you got enough promotion there. On top of that, there's been kids horror movies and kids horror akin movies. As I said, Krampus, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Matter of fact, 1 year after this movie came out, in 2024, was a movie called Sting. And Sting is a good-ass movie. And this is a badass movie. So Sting came out 1 year later and made something pretty damn good. I would say flat out, it's a good movie. It's very enjoyable, very fun. Feels a lot like Goosebumps. It feels like a Goosebumps story. I don't know if I made a review on that movie yet, but I have to. It's great. And yet you sit here and deal with this crap. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking when it came to this movie. Whoever greenlit this idea, whoever greenlit this production, listen, man, I'm not saying you should go to prison, but you should at least get 7 days in solitary confinement just to think about what the fuck you were thinking when you dropped this shit. And for any of you out there who really want to confirm what I'm talking about, if you manage to get your hands on this movie or find it anywhere, go watch it. You'll see it for yourself. I don't need to sit here and try to convince you about it. I'm just giving you my take. But you could go watch the movie and see what I'm talking about and then really evaluate it. So what do I give this movie? I'm going to give it a fucking 4 out of 10, which on my scale is a flat bad. Is this the worst thing I ever seen? No. All right, it's not awful. It's not very bad. It's not a war crime, but it's bad. It's a bad movie for the reasons that I listed. The only real good thing about this movie that I could say is that I like the plot idea because, again, it's taking the plot idea from the book. That plot idea is fun. It's a little meta. It's unique. Maybe not unique, but it's at least novel enough that I can get behind it. But that's really about it. The movie theater setting and this plot line is about it. Everything else I didn't really even care for. Even Dan Aykroyd as Len Carver, I'm kind of mid on that. And everything else I just did not enjoy and did not like. So yeah, 4 out of 10. It's a bad movie. You could probably laugh at it and enjoy it for how bad it is. If you do, more power to you. If you like the movie, whatever. But it was not my speed. I did not enjoy it. And it's probably one of the weakest kids horror movies to ever come out there. Yeah. One of the weakest. You know, I had gripes with Goosebumps 2015, some gripes. I still thought that movie was pretty good. That movie makes this thing look like a damn shame. So, yeah. That's all I got for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, what's a free way to support me? Well, you could hit that subscribe button, you could hit that like button, and comment down below. Have you seen Zombie Town before? What are your thoughts about it? I know quite a few of you out there have probably watched the movie. I know on IMDb it's got over 1,900 ratings that rated to a 3.8, so a lot of people average the same score as me, funny enough, on there. So yeah, let me know. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are your gripes against it? Have you not, maybe you've not seen it. Maybe go check it out and watch it and then come back to me. And yeah, are there any kids' horror stories out there by R.L. Stine or anything else that you would like to see a movie adaptation for? And, maybe list them down below in the comments. And hopefully they get better adaptation than this damn thing. So yeah. That's all I got for today. Go touch some grass. Go have a great time. Go hang out with your friends. Go to the movies and watch something actually good. And maybe when you're bored, late night, it's about 11 p.m., you got nothing to do, maybe roll up this thing, get some popcorn, get some snacks, get a bev, and laugh your ass off at this horrendous abomination. Deuces.
Arrivederci.